All right, you're on record anyway, so work away there.
At this stage, folks, we're now at the 30th of November at approximately 2:30 on the Saturday evening. The election has now happened. From my own perspective, I'm very glad the move was made, but has put everything back into the public eye and has left me in a stronger position from a legal perspective that there's going to be no more skullduggery and no more false allegations by the Gardaí following 10 years of abuse, and basically that's what it boils down to. Now, yesterday morning, unlike any other candidate, I was in the CCJ in relation to the breaking of an order on which it says Mr. McAnerny, A-N-E-R-N-E-R-Y, from what I can remember of the spelling. So I was brought on, just I suppose, to give people a bit of the night before any court, you're apprehensive. I didn't know. I hadn't been speaking to a solicitor. I hadn't been speaking to a barrister now in 2 months. You know, it's pressure. So on the Friday morning, you don't know what time you're going to be brought at. You don't know who's going to know what the position is. Anyway, I was collected. I was brought down, processed, brought to the CCJ. I was in the CCJ at approximately 10 o'clock downstairs in the holding cells. I was there for approximately an hour. I was then brought up to a holding cell beside the actual courtroom 7. After about 20 minutes then I was brought in. I hadn't seen the solicitor. I hadn't seen the barrister, as I mentioned in the last video. The barrister got up. I said I would like to. I brought it to the judge's attention about the order of being the wrong name. My barrister said, it's just a spelling error. That Sean Smith boy is a Bondi boy, and that's about the height of it. And there's no point in me having him anywhere near me again. That was one point. Then the next point was, Mr. Dewey was on a building site. The building site. I said to the judge then that these properties had been stolen off the Deary family to start with, and that this whole thing was now nothing but a ruse. The DPP then made mention that I was up for a plea and a date on next Thursday in Cloverhill Prison. I also made the judge aware that they hadn't provided any discovery on the matter to date, so how could there be a plea that girl from the DPP yet again has been misinformed? Then Medi came over to me in relation to me keeping quiet. I told Medi, look at Medi, I've been very patient here. No, you did. You promised me a video link. At least there hasn't been a video link, Medi. I'm not very happy, Medi. You know, what am I supposed to do? Sit in Cloverhill like a fucking gobshite at this stage? You know, I want to get home to my family. I want to have some fun with my father before he passes away. Another man, you know, there's so much I missed over these people over the course of the last number of years. What, for telling the truth? Then Paul Cummins was there. The guard, Kojak, as Micheál called him this morning on the phone. We've come to know him. John Alcock has come to know him as Kojak. So, he was there to give evidence on behalf of the 2 guards from Monaghan and 2 civilians who couldn't make it to court. So I said to the judge, I says, Your Honour, that Paul Cummins boy withheld information in the trial from yourself and the jury. I want all information put on the table here now. And then the judge was given out to me for me speaking. I said, Your Honour, I've been in this courtroom now for 2 years. I've been very patient and I'm very respectful, Your Honour, but, you know, we need to get to the bottom of everything now. So the judge, the outcome of it was then that the judge then started to hide behind the trespass charge in Monaghan, and she wasn't going to make any decision on this. She wasn't going to make any decision in relation to any order until the trespass aspect had been dealt with in Monaghan. And I also made the court aware that my co-accused weren't up until the 30th of January again in relation to the same charge. So as it stands now, Patricia Ryan, Court 7, the CCJ Circuit Court, is waiting on the outcome of a trespass charge in Monaghan. You know, she's quite aware this whole thing now is an upside down ruse. And the Gardaí of Monaghan have basically been protecting Seamus McEnany for 10 years from a Conor McGregor style showdown in the High Court, which would expose him for what he is. And the sooner that happens, the better, along now with a number of corrupt Gardaí from Monaghan, from Carrickmacross, and from Paul Cummins from Dublin. He is one bad child. God help him. And I pray for them all, and only for prayer I'd be dead, as I've said previously. So, my next outing now is in Cloverhill Court on Thursday. I'm hoping that the assurity and that there can be bail sorted out so I can get out of here to get a few things organised. My next date in the CCJ in Dublin is for a mention on the 19th of December. Now, I would like to attend that mention and act for myself, that we have somebody competent and that Mary is going to tell the truth. There's no point in Sean Smith being there, or I'm there with with copies of what's in the briefcase to give to the judge. So she's fully aware that she's been hoodwinked as well. So I do believe if that action is taken, she's just going to throw the whole thing out at that stage. So look, that's a short version of what went on in the court yesterday. Whilst every other candidate was out talking to constituents and all that sort of stuff, I'm in the CCJ fighting for rights for my family and for people I haven't even met yet. But I have no issue with that at all. I just want to bring this to an end so I can have some sort of a Christmas with my family after everything that's gone on in the public eye over the course of now 10 years. So I'm not going to make this, there's no point. I believe Stephen Kerr is polling well in Mayo. I haven't heard my name mentioned. I didn't expect to hear my name mentioned. We have now, thankfully, through Independent Minds and the Anglo Celt, the YouTube channel's up there now, a lot of information on it for people to see, a lot of the podcasts that have been made over the course of the last couple of years. So it leaves me now with very little talking to do. The information's all there if anybody wants to view it. And again, it's been viewed as far away as India, and I'll go back into that in more detail at a later date. So look, I said I'd make this short. I haven't spoken to Ermi Hall this morning, but him and others can now see what went on in court yesterday, and it's a pity someone hadn't been there to record what was going on in court yesterday. But look, it is what it is. At least I have this option now today. So we've had, I suppose, long story short, yesterday now, I've pulled the judge, I've pulled the DPP, I've pulled the Garda, I've pulled the barrister Sean Smith, and I've put Mary on notice as to I was not happy with the fact that she had not had promised me a video link, and it never happened. She was supposed to, Micheál tried to contact her, she never rang him back. She wasn't in court the last time, or neither, she didn't have anyone in court for me in Cloverhill the last time round. So I'm just, please God now, a couple of good heads can pull together that I can be out of here next Thursday or Friday. And look, you never know, there may be the Gardaí in Monaghan will come to their senses now that the Circuit Court judge is putting them under the pressure they're going to have to come up with full disclosure in relation to all matters. I want all the paperwork on the table for the greater good, because that's what this was always about, the greater good. You know, a Mayfair, it wasn't about Mayfair, it was about having life experience, about seeing how corrupt the whole system was, and wanting to see some new direction going forward. And please God, that's now going to happen. So that's all for now, folks. Again, 30th of November 2024, please God, this is the last one. Okay, thank you.